Well, Portland police is pointing the finger at federal troops and DHS agents in Portland. I've defended Portland police. I've tried to be as objective as possible, but this pisses me off. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so a story came out earlier today of a Portland police commander who testified that federal agents and ICE and DHS have actually inflamed the chaos outside the Portland ICE facility, and nothing about the anti-ICE protesters and rioters and the same ones that attacked the federal building in 2020 and almost burned downtown Portland to the ground. Nothing about them, but it's all the DHS and federal troops' fault. I have a big problem with this. This Fox News article came out earlier that said Portland police accuse federal troops of inflaming anti-ICE protests, which city claims have not been violent. Okay, so a Portland police commander testified Wednesday that federal forces deployed by President Donald Trump escalated tensions during protests outside the Portland ICE facility, intensifying violence rather than curbing it. I'm just going to tell you right now, as someone that's been down there, and I've talked to others that have been down there. Yes, I listen. There are bad actors on all sides. There are people down there for clicks on both sides. There are people down there that are using this whole thing to maybe sensationalizing it, making it something that it's not. But I can tell you right now that the way that they're making this sound, the way that this Portland police commander is making this sound like is that DHS is just coming out and just attacking people. That's not what's happening. What's happening is these anti-ICE protesters block the DHS driveway. They stand on the DHS property. Back in June, they were throwing explosives at the DHS at the ICE facility. They're seen pushing officers and not listening to officers' commands when they tell them to get out of the way when cars are coming and going from the Portland ICE facility. And did the Portland police commander mention anything about that? Because it doesn't say that in here, but it goes on to say Portland Police Bureau Commander Franz Schunig delivered the testimony during a federal bench trial examining whether Trump had legal grounds to deploy the National Guard to Portland, an action city officials argue was unnecessary and inflammatory. Schunig described instances in where federal agents fired tear gas at who he called nonviolent demonstrators, saying the actions were startling. The ICE facility has been a focal point of protests since June. I will say this. Oh my gosh, it makes me so mad because one of the biggest problems Portland has is lawlessness. One of the biggest problems Portland has are these leftist, violent, and mischievous protesters being able to do whatever they want and then not even being referred to the DA, or they're referred to the DA and the DA drops the cases. Which is why you continue to have this problem in Portland of these protesters and of these people keeping neighbors up late and times being violent. I've seen that with my own eyes. And so for them to come out and say this, all this is going to do is embolden those people. All this is going to do is further put DHS and ICE agents in harm's way. This is so reckless that they said this, because I'm telling you right now, when I've seen ICE and DHS deploy these tear gas, when I've been down there from my own eyes, they've done it because they either went too far on the property, and these people have been shown to be violent, so they're not taking any chances. They blocked the driveway. They haven't listened to commands to get out of the way when cars come and go. They've thrown explosives at DHS. It's just pure chaos. And now they're being let off the hook again by this Portland police commander. I just can't believe it. Now, I do believe people should be allowed to protest and allowed to exercise their First Amendment right, but not at the expense of breaking the law and ruining the peace for everybody in the neighborhood, which is what these protesters are doing. And so what this Portland police commander did, it was just absolutely let these people off the hook, and it just emboldened them even more. It's going to put our officers, our federal officers especially, in harm's way. It goes on to say, he said that state and federal law prohibit police agencies from using tactics that federal officers have taken, including the deployment of tear gas and other munitions. Portland police officers, he added, were themselves hit by tear gas and forced to retreat. We were hit by tear gas too. We were forced to retreat too. Maybe if Portland police were actually allowed to do their job and did their job and took care of these people and didn't just allow them to run the city and run the streets, maybe DHS and ICE wouldn't have to deploy the tear gas. Did you ever think of that? It's just crazy. Like, what am I reading here? Schunig recounted a larger October 18th protest where a federal agent allegedly launched ammunition, either smoke or tear gas, that bounced off the facility's driveway and landed on the roof where other agents were stationed. Those agents responded by firing additional rounds into the crowd. Oh my gosh. He said, we didn't see any violent conduct or behavior that would have participated that use of force, Schunig testified. Well, let me ask you this, Schunig. Are you the one getting attacked every night? Because I see you guys riding your bikes through there. I don't see the protesters attacking you because you guys really aren't doing anything. I don't see them attacking you. I don't see them blocking your driveway at the police department, at the. You know what? If these protesters went down to the precinct downtown Portland, to the Portland police, and they blocked you guys coming in and out of your building, and they wouldn't move, what would you do? You'd probably fire some tear gas. Because that's a threat to what you guys are trying to do. That's a threat to your job and the oath that you took. This is so careless what this police commander is doing right here. And the fact that he's like blaming these federal agents for taking action to protect their building and to allow them to come and go and do their job of making our streets safer and deporting people. You're going to put it on them because these protesters right here won't get out of the way when they try to leave their building, and they keep coming on the property, and they kept throwing things and spray painting and vandalizing the building. This, man, I can't stand with Portland police on this, man. I can't stand with them on this. This is so dangerous. The U.S. Justice Department countered that federal personnel had been targeted throughout the summer. Department of Justice Attorney Eric Hamilton argued that the agitators have used violence and threatened violence against officers and property. And also, we've shared the story. We broke the story a couple times here of different instances of ICE officers being doxxed across Portland. Does the Portland police commander not, does Schunig not, do you not care about that, about their lives in danger? Do you not care about what's like the threats against them? You know, it's not happening to you guys because the city has your guys' hands tied and tells you guys to stand down. So you guys don't have anything to worry about because you're not a threat to Antifa. You're not a threat to them. It's just crazy. And then you saw, I mean, this is video from the other night. Look at this.
What side is side? I'm not gonna get sprayed. Hey, come on now. Come on now. Hey,
yeah, they look pretty peaceful, huh?
I'm in danger. I don't want to get posted.
And then let me look at this Portland ICE. Let me look at this real quick because we were supposed to have this pulled up. I don't know why it's not pulled up, but there is video of, you know, like back in June. I mean, look at this. Look at all this. Look at all the mayhem. But there is video back in June of when it was really bad. Back in June in Portland, it was really bad in front of the ICE facility. They were really attacking it and throwing explosives. I'm wondering if we can find that video real quick while we have you guys on here. But just such dangerous rhetoric, or such a dangerous testimony by the Portland police commander. I mean, like, you're really going to put that on? I mean, look at, they're throwing stuff at the DHS officers. Look at this. We have video on our page of, you know, them throwing the canisters back at DHS when they tell them to disperse and get away, and they don't.
The smoke is now being deployed.
It's just insane, man. It's insane, and I just cannot believe. Look at this. This is on January 21st. Antifa in Portland gathered overnight late on January 20th to attack the ICE facility that they regularly attack and set on fire before Antifa. This is back in January. And DHS agents had to come out and put that fire out. So, you know, I'm sorry. I just cannot stand. And then we saw that confrontation the other day between DHS and Portland police, man. I don't know. I'd love to hear from other Portland police officers. You are not being attacked, Portland police, like these guys are. You're not being attacked like these guys are. So for you to come out and say that they're increasing, that they're just fueling the fire on the chaos out there is so dangerous. Let me know what you think in the comments. I don't like this, and I can't stand with Portland police on this. Now, if there are instances of DHS or ICE agents, you know, abusing their power or like unnecessarily firing at people, I have not seen that, and there's no videos that show that. But if there was, I would not be standing with DHS or federal agents. But to have this Portland police commander come out and just and basically let Antifa off the hook like they're the innocent ones and say that DHS is like, what do you think that's going to do to these people even more? And I just, man, we need new leadership in Oregon and in Portland, guys. And let me know what you think in the comments. We'll see you on the next one.